Greetings, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Comic Book Geezers. I'm one half of your normal hosting team. This is Pete. Going to do a quick little solo video here today while we're all still in lockdown. Don't fret. Bill and I are getting together via Zoom to do some other stuff. Kirk, I think, has also got some stuff working on his end, so we're going to be bringing more videos for you during the week. But I figured I'd share some kind of new acquisitions on the XMen front. So if you've been watching the channel for a while, you probably heard me say numerous times that when I was a kid, back in the 70s, I actually collected a lot of XMen comics. But of course, all right, because, teenagers and, early 20-something age people tend to do silly things for silly reasons. So when I was in college in the mid-'80s, I actually, just to make some beer money, right? Because, the important things. I actually went back to my parents' house one weekend and I grabbed a whole stash of comic books and I decided to take them to the local comic shop in the town where I was going to college and sold a whole bunch of things for some extra cash so I can go out and buy beer. Actually, I sold a couple of guitars too, the things you do for beer, right? When you're 19, 20 years old or whatever. So anyway, long story short is I wound up selling like almost every X-Men comic I had at the time, and I had some good ones, right? So in all the years since, I've just really never read X-Men, never followed back up on X-Men. So I've decided like over the last kind of year or so, I'm like, man, I need to start getting back into X-Men because I dug them when I was younger. I've enjoyed the films, but I just haven't had any. So over the last 6 or 8 months or so, I've been little by little getting some X-Men here and there. They're kind of expensive. Right, if you're looking for any of the, especially the '60s stuff, right, the early stuff with Kirby, astronomical. But all the, the Burn Run and all that's all very expensive stuff. All right, talking in the issues in the hundreds and what have you. But so I've been trying to get little by little stuff here and there. So I figured I'd show off some of the stuff I've gotten. Recent memory. All right, the oldest one I've got, and we've showed this one before, but this is issue number 63. Of course, classic with Magneto. All right, that's a good one. What else we got? Issue 140. All right, with the Wendigo. I'm a big fan of the Wendigo character, and that's a pretty good issue. It's in great shape. This is a 50 center. That's from 1980. All right, how about 147? Rogue Storm. I like this lineup of X-Men here. Of course, you got Doc Doom down at the bottom. You got Nightcrawler and Colossus and Cyclops and Wolverine and Storm and who else? Angel in the group at the same time as well. Here we got issue 149. All right, so I picked up a bunch kind of right around the same time. Issue number 150. All right, we got Magneto back here. Because, of course, Magneto is always a part of the X-Men storylines. As he's here right now, number 200. I also picked up some from Mr. Wild Bill himself, right? He was unloading some X-Men. Don't know why, but I said, you know what? I'll take those off your hands. So number 200 there. Got number 250. Okay, here you got 281. Some cool covers here. We're getting into the later period stuff. I don't normally collect a lot of late 80s and 90s comics, but, I figure I was able to get some of these for pretty cheap, and I was like, you know what, let me get some of the later ones, to kind of see what's been going on the last, 25, 30 years. This is issue number 300. Pretty cool, nice kind of foil cover, right? Pretty neat. I love this cover. I bought this basically for the cover. This is, again, they had different series. This was the new kind of revamped X-Men in the 90s. This is issue number 5. That is one of the best battle covers I've seen in a long time. Wolverine against Omega Red. Had a big rivalry. Here it is. Here's the two of them again. This is issue number 7. Okay. I kind of like this Bishop character, issue number 8. There's also this Ghost Rider in it. All right. Issue number 28. All right. My man Sabretooth. I love Marvel villains. Villains are great. Sometimes I enjoy the villains more than the heroes. I love them all, but man, the villains are great. Number 23. Very cool cover there. Cyclops getting the beat down. Sabretooth is back. Yet again, we got Mr. Gambit on the cover here as well, number 33. All right. And then we got these special issues here. I got a bunch of different, I guess they're different variants. Number 1, Mutant Milestone. I haven't read some of these yet, so I'm not really sure exactly what these are all about. But the covers were amazing, and they were like $1 each, so I figured I'd get a bunch of them. So there's the number 1 issue, the variant with Magneto. Here we got Beast and Storm and company on the front. Professor Xavier in the background there as well. I got this one as well. I dig this cover also. All right, Cyclops, Iceman, and Wolverine. All right, then we got, I picked up issue number 2. Got issue number 3. Obviously, I'm going a little out of order here because I was showing you some of those. I just said these are the ones I haven't read yet. Okay, nice battle issue there. Here we got Return to Longshot for issue number 12. I'm sorry, issue number 10. Issue number 12. All right. And the last one I'm going to show you today, issue number 13. Again, this is this kind of new run, start of the 90s. You know, all sorts of X-Men related comics, you know, X-Force and Excalibur and the New Mutants, and I lost track of how many different X-Men comics that were going on there for a while. But, you know, some interesting stuff. You know, a lot of characters. I think one of the things that never endeared the X-Men to me personally as much as other teams like, say, the Fantastic Four or the Avengers. I think, you know, so many different mutant characters, the storylines were kind of crisscrossing constantly. And, you know, it was just, I've been reading some of these more later ones. And, you know, it's very hard to just pick up an X-Men comic out of the blue and kind of get a clear understanding of what actually is going on, because it's like all these kind of storylines kind of meshing together and coming together from previous issues. So, you know, at times I felt a little out of touch reading some of this stuff, you know, with the team and with the characters being away from them for so long. But, you know, I'll get there. I'll kind of get caught up eventually. So there you have a quick little episode of X-Men. All right, some recent acquisitions by me. Stay tuned for more stuff here on Comic Book Geezers throughout the week. All right, we got Wild Bill and I hooking up via Zoom. Hopefully the Zoom connection is a little better this time, right? We'll see. His internet connection is a little spotty where he lives, so it hasn't always been perfect recording. But you know what? Sometimes even the not-so-perfect stuff with all the technology glitches makes for fun watching. So anyway, guys, we'll see you real soon. Thanks for watching. Take care. Bye-bye.